Good morning, class 9 students. I welcome you all on this online platform provided by Jagriti Classes. We are now today starting a new chapter, that is chapter 11th of class 9th. So this video is for class 9th and we are doing chapter 11th of class 9, that is work and energy. In this chapter, we have to study both the concepts work and energy. It has not been omitted or no topics have been deleted by CBSE in this chapter. So, as we start the chapter, you should know what do you understand by the term work, and then we'll do the next half of the chapter, that is energy. So now you have to understand what do you mean by the term work. So the work term which we use in general sense and the term which is used in physics, they have certain difference. So we'll be starting with the topic that work or no work. Okay, this is the first topic which is given in your books, that in either of the situations is the work done or the work is not done. And this work which we are dealing with, we'll now deal the work according to physics. So you have to understand what do you understand by the word work when we deal the work in physics. So in general sense, if I tell you with an example, as you can see in this picture, a person is carrying a load on his head. So the force which is applied by this person has a upward direction. Okay, the person who is carrying a load on his head, if I consider the same example, that is a person is standing with a load kept on his head. So in general sense, if I ask you, is work being done by the person? So in general sense, if we answer, the answer would be definitely yes. That yes, generally we call the work is done here in this example. But if I'm talking that according to the physics, is the work done by the person? So the answer here would be no. So if I tell you, according to physics, no work is being done, no work is being done. See, this example which we are considering, I have written that the person is standing. Standing means the person is at rest. He is at rest, he is standing at a particular position. So in this example, do not relate the example with this picture. We have taken here, it is shown that the person or the potter is carrying the load or weight on the top of his head. It means here the potter is in motion. Okay, he is moving. But before this, I have taken a different example, that consider a person who is standing, keeping load on his head or keeping any weight on the head. So in this example which we are discussing, generally if you say on general basis, on general terms, then we'll say that yes, person is doing the work because he is standing with great amount of weight on his head, and this is called work. But according to physics, we'll be saying that when the person is standing, that when any object is at rest, then no kind of work is done. So I hope the first is clear, that is work or no work. And here we are telling the work according to physics. So the conditions, if I tell you, what are the conditions required for work? And this work is according to the physics, okay, which we'll study in the chapter. So if I tell you the conditions, then it is much clear from the example that if any object is at rest, whatsoever, if the object is applying force, but here the condition was the object is standing, that the object is at rest. So if any object is at rest, then no kind of work is being performed by that object. And hence I have written, according to physics, no work is being done in this example when the person is standing, that the person is at rest and some load is kept on his head. So we'll say no work is being done because the person is at rest. Is at rest. Okay, so here no work would be done. So this would be our example first, and then we'll be talking about this example second. We'll be discussing this example later on, okay, when I'll clear more concepts related to work. So I hope example first is clear, the concept is clear. This person who is standing with the load is not doing any work because the person is at rest. So we say that there are some conditions which are required for work. And here the first condition would be the object should be in motion. And actually, this condition can be more appropriately written as, I've written that the object should not be in rest, that is the object should be moving. So we can call it, this condition is actually written that there should be a displacement of the object. There should be some kind of displacement. So the first important word which came here is displacement. Yes, we know that when the man is standing, when the person is standing with the weight on his head, then he is applying force in upward direction on the weight. As you can see in the picture, the force is being applied in the upward direction because he needs to maintain the weight on his head. If he would release the force, if he would not apply any kind of force, then the weight might fall off from his head. So here the person is applying a force in the upward direction to maintain the to balance the weight or the load which is kept on his head. But here, because the person is just standing, we have the application of force here also. In physics here no work is being done, but we'll write force is being applied. But because the person is at rest, no kind of displacement. What was displacement if I tell you? Displacement is the shortest distance or the shortest path between the initial position and the final position. So if we draw this example, then we'll have a person here and this person is carrying load on his head. Okay. Now the person, initial position of the person is at point A. You can call this point to be A, initial position. If we look at the person after some time interval, then also the person is standing at the same position A. So we call that initial position is equal to final position. And when the initial and final position is equal, what is the magnitude of displacement? We have discussed all the concepts in the chapter motion. So when initial position is equal to the final position, that is, when the initial and final position are the same, the displacement is 0. Okay? So the displacement is 0 here because the initial position is the final position itself. And when both the positions are same, we say the displacement is 0. So because you have 0 displacement, that is the object is at rest. 0 displacement means the object has not displaced from its position, original position. That means the object was at rest. And because the object is at rest, we say no work is being done. So I hope the first condition is clear. And now you write first condition. We can say generally that displacement means the object should be in motion. But the appropriate condition, the appropriate exact condition would be there should be a displacement. So whenever there is a displacement, we can call that work is done. But this is not the required, only the required condition. You have one more required condition for work to be done according to physics. First is there should be a displacement, and then the next is a force should be applied. Okay, and for proper understanding, what we can do is we can label this condition as first and this as second. So now you have two important conditions if you want to judge any question, that is the work done or is the work not done, that is work or no work. And this work or no work question we are doing according to physics. And if you have to know the work according to physics, then the work according to physics is based on two conditions. The first is a force should be applied. Whenever you are talking for work, there should be an application of force. And the next condition should be, there should be a displacement. Now we'll do many examples and many questions that would definitely clear your concept about work. And now I'll be saying just the term work, and this work means you have to judge according to these conditions. That is, we are talking the work according to physics. Okay, so this was the first topic from the chapter work, and this topic was, it is given as a topic in your NCERT books. Many examples are given under the heading no work done in spite of much hard work, and these are the examples. One more example if I discuss with you. Let's suppose there is a student. The student is reading and studying continuously for many days and many nights. So what would his parents say? His parents would say, my child is working very hard. And that is true, of course, because the student is studying for days and nights continuously. Now, if I tell you according to physics, is the child working? Is any work involved? So we'll say no. Because yes, definitely he is working very hard generally, but according to the physics, the student is performing no work. Because what the student is doing is, he is sitting on his study table at a fixed position, and then he is applying his mental ability and skills. So he is not applying any kind of force, and there is no kind of displacement. So because in this example of the student, there is force equals to 0 and displacement is also equal to 0. And when both force and displacement is 0, definitely the work according to physics would be 0. So physics says that if a student is sitting constantly for 2 hours or 5 hours, any time, but he is at rest, he is sitting at the same position and he is not applying any kind of force, so the work would be 0 because the displacement of the student is 0. Okay, so physics says that when you are studying, sitting at a constant position, maybe for 10 hours or 7 hours, then you have done no work. But definitely, generally, we have studied a lot and we have gained knowledge. But according to the physics, in the situation, work would be 0. So I hope the concept is clear. For work, you should have two conditions. A force should be applied and displacement should be present. Now we are moving. Okay, before doing this, what we'll do is, we'll study the different types of work. So, the first topic was introduction to work and the conditions required for work. We have done this. Now we'll be doing, if I tell you, the formula of work. Okay? And if I tell you what is the definition of work, so you can write, if you want to define work, then work is what? Okay, let's start with the definition of work itself. So first we'll be doing definition of work. So work according to physics is when force is applied, on any object and the object gets displaced. Displaced here means the object shows a displacement. So whenever you apply a force on any object and that object, because of the application of force, it gets displaced from its initial position, then work is said to be done. So this is the definition of work. Whenever a force is applied on the object and the object gets displaced from its initial position to any other position, then we say work is being done. So this gives you a definition of work. Then you can say work is equal to the product of, can you guess which two quantities should I do the product, should I multiply to get work? You can get the answer if you know the conditions. What are the two conditions, the two physical parameters for work? First one was force should be applied. So here the force would be your first quantity, and the next one was displacement should be there. So the next physical quantity would be displacement. And hence work can be defined in a manner that work is equal to the product of force and displacement. Here force is denoted by capital F and displacement we denote by the term small s. So work would be the product of force and displacement, or we define work that work is what? Whenever we apply force on any object and the object gets displaced. If I'm talking about a simple example, I have a stylus, that is this marker in my hand. Okay, it is kept at a position A. Now what I'm doing, if I apply force on this object, I am applying force using my other hand. So I am applying force on this object. And after the application of force, the initial position of the object changed and it came to a final position. So in this condition, work is being done. So see, in this condition, when I apply a small force, the object gets displaced and you say work is done. But when a student is studying continuously for 5 to 7 hours, then no work is being performed by the student according to physics. So is this justified? No, but you have to learn this accordingly. So work when you have a force and then you have displacement, and the magnitude of work is equal to product of force and displacement. Then the next important term here is what? The third point would be work is a, can you tell me, is it a scalar or a vector quantity? I told you how to identify the quantities. See, in the formula for work, you have the product of force and displacement. Displacement is a vector quantity. Force is also a vector quantity. In turn, work would be a vector quantity as well. And vector means what? I hope you are clear with the concepts of scalar and vector. We discussed when we started with the chapter. I told you the differences also between scalar and vector. So vector quantity means it has both magnitude as well as direction. Magnitude is what? Magnitude means the amount, the numerical quantity, and it has a particular direction. Whereas what are scalar quantities? Scalar quantities are those quantities which only have magnitude, they do not have any kind of direction. Can you name any example of scalar quantity? Yes, speed, distance, these all are scalar in nature. So work is a vector quantity. Then fourth would be the formula for work. So formula can be known by this definition. Work is, the symbol used for work is capital W. So work here is equal to force multiplied by displacement. So we get W equals to F into S, okay? Force into displacement. So this gives you the formula for work. Next, if I talk with you, the fifth point, that is, what would be the unit of work? I told you, you can find the unit of any physical quantity using its formula. So let's see if you can do that. The formula is force multiplied by displacement. So the unit of force is what? Newton. And 1 Newton is what? Newton means, you know, F equals to ma. Then Newton means the unit of mass kg and the unit of acceleration meter per second square. So this kg meter per second square, this unit is being named as Newton. And here Newton multiplied by, what is the unit? SI unit of displacement. So the SI unit of displacement is meter. So the unit of work becomes Newton meter. And this Newton meter is the SI unit of work. Now remember one thing, this unit is Newton multiplied by meter, that is Newton meter. But generally the units which we read in physics, they are like meter per second square, or here also kg meter per second square. So what students generally do is, when they are asked about the SI unit of work, they write Newton per meter. Because we are in a habit, we are always in a hurry as a student, and we have a habit of putting a inverse sign, that is per, okay? Because most of the units which you read, they are meter per second square. So here also what we do, Newton per meter. But this is incorrect. Here Newton is not divided by meter. So this would be the incorrect unit. Correct is Newton meter. So remember, the unit, SI unit of work is Newton meter and not Newtons per meter. Okay, I hope I am clear, and because I focused on this, so I hope you will remember the correct unit, that is, it is Newton meter and not Newtons per meter. No, Newton meter only. So this gives you the SI unit of work here. So these are the concepts about work. What is work? Whenever a force is applied and the object gets displaced, work is the product of force and displacement, as you can see in the formula. And here, work is a vector quantity, that is, it has magnitude and direction, and the SI unit of work is Newton meter. And this Newton meter is being given a new name, like kg meter per second square was given a name of Newton. Then this Newton meter is given a new name, that is, it is referred as joule. So joule is the SI unit of work to measure how much work is being done. So remember, joule is the SI unit of work here. Now we'll be discussing some examples, that is, we'll be discussing now the types of work. So for discussing the types of work, you have three kinds of work, okay? One is known as positive work. The next would be negative. And the third would be zero. That is, work done can be positive, negative, or zero. So first, we'll deal with in what condition work is Fs, force into displacement. So in what conditions do you have a positive work? So for positive work, what we say is the direction of force and the direction of displacement. If both these directions are parallel, or you can say if both the direction, that is, if you have an object here, that is a box of mass m. If we are applying force on this object, so the direction of force, if I take this direction to be the right hand side and this one, the backward to be left hand side. So I am applying force towards the right hand side direction, and because of this, the object will also move in the right hand side. It would get displaced to the same direction. So when the direction of force and displacement are the same, or you can say when both the directions are parallel, hence the work done would be positive. So work done is positive when direction of force and displacement is same, okay, or parallel. Then the work done is positive and the formula would be Fs. But when the work done is negative, now you have an idea. If you apply a force to the right, but the displacement of the object is backwards, that is, when force and displacement have opposite direction. So negative work means when the force and displacement small s have opposite direction, or they are opposite in direction, then you call such work to be negative. If you take the right hand side direction to be positive, and if I say that force is applied in the right hand side direction, and if I am considering right hand side direction to be positive, this means the force in this condition would be positive and the displacement in this condition then would be negative. Because if one direction is positive, then the other direction would be negative. So the formula of work would be what? F is positive, but the quantity displacement is negative. And hence, when you multiply a positive quantity with a negative quantity, the overall work would be plus minus is minus. So overall work would be negative here in the answer. And you can also reverse the direction, like if you take this force direction to be negative and the left hand side direction to be positive, then also what work you will get? The formula for work would be minus F multiplied by displacement S, and then you will get a negative answer here. So work here would also be negative. So we can say negative work means either the force is negative or the displacement is negative. So in both the conditions you will have negative work. And this negative means when force and displacement are opposite in direction. Now coming for an example. What is an example where you can have a negative work done? Positive is simple. Whenever you push an object and the object gets displaced in the same direction. But the common example of negative is when brakes are applied in any vehicle. Okay? Application of brakes to any vehicle. Then in this condition, the work is negative. Okay, let's explain this to you. Let's suppose there is a vehicle which is moving, and this vehicle is being moving in a forward direction. Now what happens? here, wherever you have a brake, then these brakes are being applied. When the brakes are being applied, what does the vehicle do? The vehicle moves to a displacement, that is, it reduces the speed and finally it stops. Okay? So when this vehicle, which was moving initially in a forward direction, brakes were applied, then the vehicle stopped. And this vehicle, which it stopped, now it came to rest. So the brakes, what the brakes are doing, let's suppose when these are the brakes. So the brakes are applying the force. And the brakes are applying the force in a backward direction, okay, to the motion of vehicle. Motion of vehicle is in the forward direction. This is the, let's suppose the vehicle is a bus here. So the bus is moving in a forward direction, but when brakes are applied, so these brakes are providing a kind of force. Okay, in this condition, the brakes provide a kind of force, and this force is responsible for stopping the vehicle. It means the brakes, the force which is applied by the brakes, this force is in a backward direction. It needs to oppose the motion of the moving bus, and hence, because these brakes are applied in a backward direction, that is in a direction opposite to the motion, and what the brakes are doing, these brakes are preventing the bus from moving. So these brakes would be applied in a, these brakes would apply a force in a backward direction that is opposite to the motion of bus. And here you can see that the displacement of bus is where? When the brakes are applied, then also for some seconds the bus moves forward. So the displacement of the bus is in the forward direction, but the force applied by the brakes is in the backward direction. So here you can see that force and displacement have opposite direction, and then this kind of work would be called as a negative work. Okay, I hope you understood this example. You can have many more instances where negative work is being performed. Now coming on to the next, that is zero work. So when can you say the work would be zero? So we can say work is zero either when, if force equals to 0, then work would be what? W equals to Fs. So 0 into S would give you a 0 work. Then the next condition is, if displacement is 0, if force is equal to 0, then see, work is also equal to 0. If displacement is equal to 0, W is F into S, F multiplied by 0. So this again gives you a 0 work. Now we have discussed the general according to the direction of force and displacement. What do you mean by positive, negative and zero work? Now you also have one more term here, according to the angle. If we say that angle between force and displacement, here they have same direction. When the direction is same, then angle between both these two lines is 0. So we say that when the angle between force and displacement is 0 degree, then the work done is positive. Whereas negative means the direction of force is towards the right, the direction of displacement is towards the left. Angle between force, if you are moving from the force to the displacement, then you get a straight line, that is angle of 180 degree. So we say if you have angle which is shown by theta, okay, this is called theta, and theta is used to represent angle. This is the symbol to denote the angle. So if angle between force and displacement is 180 degree, then the work done would be negative. And we say, can you name the angle when the work done is 0? So if the angle between, this angle we are finding between the force and displacement. So if angle between force and displacement is 90 degree, then work done is 0. So you have to remember the value of angles. When the angle between force and displacement is 0 degree, then the work would be positive. If the angle is 180 degree, then the work would be, if angle between force and displacement is 180, then work done is negative. And when the angle is 90, this is very important condition, you can star mark it. When the angle between force and displacement is 90 degree, the work done would be 0 here. Okay, so now we'll be doing when the work done is 0, and all the questions related to work we'll be completing today. So see this example, the previous example which we had. where the person who was carrying a load. Okay, so first example we have already discussed. Coming on to the second, this potter is carrying weight on the top of his head. Now see, this potter is in motion because he is getting displaced. Here the force which is applied. Now you have to tell the angle. What is the angle between force and motion, force and displacement? So see, the force is applied in a upward direction. I told you to maintain the balance of the weight or load, you have to apply a upward force. So the direction of force is what? Upside. And displacement. If, let's suppose I am carrying load on my hand, then the force I am applying is in the upward direction, but my displacement is forward. So this is the condition. Displacement of the object is forward, whereas the force applied by the object, the force is upward and displacement is towards you. Okay, so the angle between force and displacement is what? 90 degrees. Force is this and this is the displacement towards you. So the angle between force and displacement is 90 degree. And when you have the angle to be 90 degree between force and displacement, what kind of work is done by this force? So the work here is, because theta angle is 90 degree, so the work is 0. So in this condition also, whenever you have the force, you have the displacement, but then also the work is 0. This is again a very important example. In this condition, the work is 0. Yes, we discussed you require two conditions for work. Force should be applied, the object should get displaced. But here you are applying force on the bags. So the bags are not getting displaced. The object on which the force is being applied, it should get displaced. So the force is applied on the bags, but the bags are kept at rest on the head. They are not moving and the person is moving. So the force and displacement have 90 degree angle, and then the work is 0 here. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now see, this is again an example. That is, if a person tries to lift a box, then when the person lifts a box, is the work done? In the first case is lifting up a box. So in lifting up a box, yes, the work is done when we apply an upward force, because here the person applies a force upwards. So the direction of force is upwards, and the object also gets displaced. Where? The object was on ground. Now when you apply an upward force, the object gets displaced to an upward position. That means the direction of force is this, direction of displacement is also upwards. When both the directions have angle 0 degree, or you can say when both force and displacement are parallel, that means work done is positive in this case. So you have a work done here. But in the second, when you are changing the velocity of the box, that is, when we move the box, is the work done? So yes, we have that yes, a work is being done because you are applying a force on the object and the object is moving. So because F and S both are present in a given particular direction, so we have a box. So we have work done in this case. But see, the box is moving with a constant velocity. Constant velocity means there is no acceleration. No acceleration means there is no force. Because force is what? Force is ma. When acceleration is 0, then force will also be 0. And when force is 0, then no work is being done, because force here is 0. You have displacement. Displacement is not 0, force is 0. But because one physical parameter is 0, work will also be 0. Okay, I hope you understood this. Moving on to the next, this is a question. It is related to work. See, a force, now we'll be discussing all the questions which are given in your textbooks related to the topic work. So this is a force of 7 Newton is acting on an object. Force is 7 Newtons. The displacement is 8 meter. So S equals to 8 meter. Now let us take that the force, now you apply a force on this box. So this is the direction of force. And the object also gets displaced forward. So this is the direction of displacement. When direction of force and displacement are the same, then you have the work to be positive. So here work would be what? Work would be F into S. And positive work because both the directions are same. So 7 Newtons into 8 meter. So this gives you 56 Newton meter, which can be written as 56 joule. So 56 joule is the amount of work. This was a real simple question, okay? Just we multiplied the given values and we found the work in SI unit joules. And this would be positive because force and displacement are in the same direction. Now see, you are being given, when do we say that work is done? So you have two conditions. Force should be applied and there should be displacement. So you have to write that two conditions. Write an expression for work when a force is acting on an object in the direction of displacement. In the direction means, this was answer 1. You have to write both the conditions. Then answer 2 would be what? You have to write an expression when the force is being applied and the object is getting displaced in the direction, in the same direction. So displacement is also here. It means work would be positive and the expression would be W equals to Fs. Then you have to define 1 joule of work. 1 joule of work is what? You have to write it theoretically. Okay, I'll explain you. We want 1 joule of work. 1 would be when the force is, you can say when force is 1 Newton and the displacement is also equal to 1 meter. Then in this condition, you would get 1 joule work. So now you have to write it theoretically in a proper language. Okay, that is when we apply a force of 1 Newton on any object and that object displaces by 1 meter, then this work is done to be 1 joule of, this work is said to be 1 joule of work. Now the next is, I hope you understood and now you can write the statement which I just said. Now the next question is, a pair of bullocks exerts a force of 140 Newton on a plug. The field being plugged is 15 meter long. How much work is done in plugging the length of the field? Now you are being given a field and the bullocks are plugging the field out and the force. If you are not getting what is being given, okay, from the question, then you can see their units. 140 Newton. Newton is the unit of what quantity? Newton is the unit of force. So this value is actually the value of force which is given, that is 140 Newton. The next is what? You are being given 15 meter. So 15 meter is the displacement. So the displacement here is 15 meter. And then it is asked how much work is done. It means you have to find the work. You are being given both the quantities. So if you directly apply the formula, W is F into S. That is 140 into 15. And then you will get the answer. Remember to put the unit joule. It is a simple multiplication. You can multiply and get the answer. So this gives you the amount of work in this question. I hope the questions are clear. I would revise them. When do we say that work is done? It is asking that what are the two conditions for work according to physics. So I told you the two conditions, the force must be applied on the object and the object on which force is applied, that object should move. Okay, then only we will say work is being done. The next is you had to write an expression. Expression means a mathematical relation or a formula. So when a force is acting on an object and the object is getting displaced, so the equation would be, you know, when force and displacement have the same direction, we can say they have the same direction, or you can say both force and displacement are parallel. Parallel means two lines which do not meet each other and they are moving in the same direction. Or you can also say what is the angle between them. The angle between force and displacement is this, in this condition is 0 degree. That is theta. Theta, I told you, it is representation of angle. So angle here is 0 degree. And when the angle is 0 degree, either you have positive or negative work. Correct. You have a positive work. Then the next is you had to define 1 joule of work. 1 joule is the work when force applied on the object is 1 Newton and the displacement is 1 meter. We have also discussed what do you mean by 1 Newton force. In the similar manner, you have to define 1 joule work. It is that when you will get the answer of work to be 1, when you have force of 1 Newton, if I say W is Fs. When you apply a force of 1 Newton and the displacement is also 1 meter, then the value of work comes out to be 1 joule. So this you have to write in the language that when 1 Newton force is applied on an object and the object gets displaced by 1 meter, this work is called as 1 joule work. And then the next, the direct values were given and you were required to find work. Now what will be this? Okay, this we have completed with the topic work, all concepts of work, that it is a vector quantity, SI unit of work, formula for the work. Then I discussed different types of work and I told you the angle also, the relation of angle or the basis on the angle, how we classify works. So again we'll be doing that, just giving you a recap. Okay, you have 3 kinds of work: positive, negative and zero. Positive means that is force and displacement have the same direction or the angle between them is 0 degree. Negative work means when the angle between force and displacement is 180 degrees or force and displacement have opposite directions. Then you call the work to be negative. I gave you an example, brakes applied to any vehicle. Now zero work is when either the force is 0, then the total work would be 0. Or if the displacement is 0, then the work is also 0. But the next condition is, this condition you will get many questions and we'll be doing related questions also, okay, in the next class. So here when angle between force and displacement is 90 degrees, then the work here would also be 90 degrees. So this is very important concepts about types of work, that is positive, negative and zero work, okay. I hope you understood this class. So thank you for joining today's class. Then if you have any sort of doubt in the questions which we have discussed, so you can ask. And from the next class, we'll be beginning with the exercises. In these, we'll be doing the questions which are related to the topic work. Okay, so we'll be doing all kinds of questions which are related to work. See, you can see 18th question is the question related to work. In this first one, second one, every question is related to work. Yes. Okay, so we'll be doing all the questions related to work and then we'll be starting the new topic of this chapter, that is energy. And that topic is very important too. You have to understand the derivations, the different kinds of energies, and then we'll be doing the definition of energy, the derivation, and then we'll be moving on to the conceptual questions as well as the numerical questions. So with this, we'll be completing the chapter in the coming 4 to 5 classes, I think. So thank you for joining today's class. If you have any sort of difficulty in any concepts, you can ask us anytime. And till then, please solve all the numerical problems, revise all the concepts. Okay, stay home, stay safe. Thank you for following us.